The rice paddies that lay in long stretches on either side of the road had already been harvested, and a carpet of golden mustard flowers had taken their place. The earth glowed bright yellow against the dark green-gray of the jungle beyond the fields. Just before Mohanpur, I caught sight of a single red amaranth flower rising up in the middle of a field of mustard flowers, taller than the rest and a different color. That flower is like me, here in the borderlands. I towered over the boys in Takurdwara, all the villages really, yet I knew they looked down on me. My skin was different from theirs, copper-colored, like a mountain boy from the north. The kids who looked most like me were Dilly and Rita. They are Tamangs and have the same almond-shaped eyes and broad face as me. Tamangs are not common in the borderlands. They are outsiders too, but not as much as I am. Whenever I was alone in the villages, I kept my eyes on the ground. I didn't want to meet the suspicious stares of the villagers. They treated me differently without my father or Devi Kali by my side. By the time I arrived in Mohanpur, the dancers had assembled and a crowd had gathered. The men of the village were costumed in long, shiny feathers. They danced, shaking their plumes and shimmying just like peacocks. I looked on with Garibua. When the dancers stopped for a moment, I told him about the time a month earlier when, all in a flash, a leopard carried off a dancing peacock. "Let us hope no leopard snatches one of our dancers today," he said, laughing. The dancers spun around and around in a blur of feathers. I did not know how they could dance for so long without getting terribly dizzy. 2 hours had gone by when the dancers finally finished. As Garibua and I turned to leave, I saw a cloud of dust rising in the distance. Surely it was my father, I thought. It did not take long to realize that the cloud was approaching too quickly to be elephants, though. Soon I heard the sound of horses coming toward us, their hooves pounding the ground. "Move! Get the children inside!" Garibua shouted. "It's the Maroons!" Before I could do anything, Garibua had pulled me into his house. "Nandu, stay here with your auntie until I am back." As soon as he left, I grabbed a hoe and rushed outside. Through the dust, I watched villagers running from men on horseback. There were 7 riders, led by a man on a white stallion. They wore maroon bandanas to cover their faces. Everyone but the leader jumped to the ground and began ripping the gold and silver earrings, bracelets, and necklaces from the women and girls. "Fight!" shouted Garibua. He swung his shovel and struck a maroon in the ribs. One of the dancers lunged at another bandit, yanking his bandana off his head. I stared at the bandit's face. He was a boy barely older than me. Our eyes met, and my body froze. There was fear in his eyes. The dancer could have easily killed the maroon. Instead, he pushed him into the dirt and moved on. The boy pulled up his bandana and ran off toward the forest. "Hurry!" yelled the one on the white horse as he lit a torch and flung it on the roof of a long house. The thatch roof crackled into a mass of smoke and flames. I quickly dropped my hoe and joined the men, throwing buckets of water on the neighboring houses. If they caught fire too, the whole village would burn to the ground. "Put down your axes, brothers, and give them what they want," yelled Garibua. Then he turned to the maroon leader. "Kalamutu, take our money and gold, but leave us our homes and our rice stores," he said. Kalamutu waved to his men and tossed his burning torch into a low trough of water nearby. I listened to it sizzle. The rest of the villagers returned to their houses, quickly coming back with satchels and fabric bags stuffed with their life savings. After Kalumutu's men had collected the satchels and lashed them to their saddles,